Hello, true believers. Jesse D'Angelo here. Thank you for joining me on this Gala Labor Day edition of Storytime. Today, I want to talk about something a little serious. I've talked about it a little bit before, but it is social media interactions and critiquing people online and getting critiqued online. And it seems I'm becoming a bit of a polarizing person in the community. A lot of people seem to love me, and a lot of people seem to hate me. Or, you know, I've ruffled a few feathers, and I've gotten into a few arguments, and apparently I've hurt a few people's feelings. And so I wanted to take this opportunity in this episode to first apologize, because my intent is never to hurt anybody's feelings, but also to kind of explain where I'm coming from and why I am the way I am. I grew up going to a lot of writing classes and also being taught writing and art by my mother and stepfather. And it was never easy. It was never like how most people have it, where if they do a drawing or they write a story and they show it to their parents, their mom and dad pat them on the head and say like, "Oh, good job, that's a great story, you're so great." No, like my mother would give me like 2 pages of notes. My stepfather, if I did a drawing and show it to him, he'd be like, "Well, this is really good, but the light's coming from the wrong direction for where you're having the shadows casted, and the pectoral muscle is supposed to connect to the deltoids in this way, and so you've kind of got the perspective wrong and the anatomy wrong. Erase that arm and go back and do it again." And so for a little kid, sometimes I'd hear these things and be like, "Man, I don't want to do it again. I spent an hour just drawing that one arm. You want me to erase it and do it again?" And I hated it, but it made me a better artist, and it made me a better writer. And it was the same thing going through high school and going into college, where I'd go to these writing classes, and everyone in the class was a writer, and everyone was turning in short stories, and every class we'd read each other's short stories and we'd talk about them. What did we like? What didn't we like? And so my process growing up has always been of like constant sort of critique and analysis, both of my work and other people's work, because I feel like when you're in a kind of sharing environment like that, where everybody is kind of in on it and knows that they're there to improve, that it's okay to be open and honest and point out flaws in things, and learn how to take critique that way. And so that's kind of where I start from. When I go online and I'm seeing these posts and whatnot, like I'm already automatically there thinking that, hey, I'm in a writer's group, people are posting about their books. It's just like my writer's creative writing group in college, where it's like we're all here together as a community to help lift each other up, but also to critique each other so that we can get better. And that's my kind of like go-to mindset. And I guess I don't realize that sometimes like not everyone's there for that. Not everybody wants that. And if you critique somebody's work online, even if you're being polite about it, they could come back at you and say like, "Hey, like I didn't ask for your opinion." And I mean, sure, if that's where you're coming from, great. But my philosophy is that if you are online publicly and you're releasing a book or you're releasing artwork and you're showing it off to the public, you are asking for my opinion, except you just want my opinion to be praised, right? If I came back to you and said like, "Oh, your drawing is beautiful, it's amazing, your book is so great," oh, just gushing praise all over you, you're not going to come back at me and say, "Hey, I didn't ask for your feedback." You only say that if I'm giving you a critique. And a lot of people are like that. A lot of people just don't want to hear a critique, and they want you to wait for them to ask for a critique. And maybe that's something I need to work on, where I shouldn't just assume that everyone is like in my creative writing class, and that everybody wants to be critiquing everybody. Some people want to be patted on the head. Some people want to be in like a nice little safe space where nobody says anything other than praise. And if that's what you want, like, okay, that's fine. I shouldn't try to trample on that. I have my philosophies, you have yours, and like I said, I certainly didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. And every now and then I'll get into one of these little arguments on Facebook, most of the time I'm fine. Most of the time I get along with people great. But once in a while I'll comment something, and maybe I'll be out of line. You know, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'm out of line. Sometimes I can be a jerk. I try to work on these things and be a better person, but I'm a human being, and sometimes I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings. That's just kind of the way I am. But I don't mean to be that way, and hopefully this will help you understand why I am the way I am, why I'm constantly critiquing my own work, and why I'm just kind of very blunt about, when I share my opinion about things. So that's it. I just wanted to kind of put that out there, help explain that to everybody, in case anybody was wondering. So I'm going to leave you with that. Happy Labor Day. Cook some cheeseburgers, eat some hot dogs, and go on Amazon and Godless and buy my books. Thanks, y'all. Have a good day. Bye-bye.